This is a camel, but not the camel we all know and love. It's a spider camel. You might have heard other names as well, like the sun spider. But this spider lives in the deserts of the world, and you can find them everywhere except Australia, which is pretty weird because Australia is known to have some scary spiders, and this is one of the scariest looking spiders in the world. There is about 1,100 different types of camel spiders around the world, but they're very similar to one another. And they have tiny differences, and that's all because of the location they live in, and they have adapted to that area. The size of this ginormous spider could reach 20 centimeters, and that's about 8 inches. But that's the biggest ones because it has an average size of about 15 centimeters or around 6 inches. The camel spider is a hunter and it has very powerful jaws, and that is why it could hunt things that are much bigger than itself. The fossils that have been found from camel spiders shows us that they've been around for 300 million years, much longer than the dinosaurs. And the cool thing is, they haven't changed very much, and they've always lived in the desert. It seems like scientists are very upset about this spider because it's so hard to catch them. Even though they're very common and you can find them in a lot of deserts, you still can't catch them frequently. And there isn't like a hive or a cave you can find plenty of them. And worst of all, when you catch them, there is a chance that they die. It seems like there's a poison in their mouth that when they get caught, they eat it and they poison themselves and die. It's kind of like catching a CIA agent. You really can't do it. But that was obviously a joke because this spider is not poisonous. But it seems like it does not want to get caught. Since it's not a poisonous spider, that means it's safe, right? What would happen if you pick it up with your hands? There is no poison, so in that terms, you're fine. But the camel spider will try to bite you. It does have a powerful jaw for a spider, not like a shark or a crocodile and it's gonna bite your limb off. Even though it has a powerful jaw, it's still not strong enough to give you a scar. But the thing is, it's not gonna make you bleed, but it will hurt. The defense mechanism of the camel spider is its looks, because 99.9% of humans see this thing in the desert, they're gonna run away and book it because they don't want to be confronted with it. But the interesting thing is, the jaw that cannot puncture human skin, it could actually catch birds and eat it. Birds that are much bigger than the spider itself. It has a very interesting jaw because it's 4 of them and they go in each direction. It's like having 2 pliers grabbing something and then grinding it down. So it's very interesting in that sense and unique. You might say, how is this bird dying from just one bite? Is it that weak? But it's not just the bite that's killing this bird. When the camel spider bites into a prey like this bird, it also lets out a type of liquid from its mouth that makes the animal's organ start to fail. We did say there is no venom and this is not a poisonous spider, but it's the spit of this spider that makes it do that. It's not actually venom. And it's interesting to know, this spit does not anything to humans. When scientists examined the male and female version of the camel spider, they realized that the male has no teeth, but the female has a lot of teeth. And that's because the male jaw is used as a sort of opening to the female genitalia. When they want to mate, the male goes down and opens the female genitalia and inserts a sac of sperm and basically fertilizes her eggs. And the reason they have no teeth, so they don't damage her genitalia. A lot of people have came out and said that these camel spiders have chased them inside the desert, and it seems like it wants to attack them. After studying, scientists came to realize that they're not actually chasing you, but they are chasing your shadows. Most of the time, these guys are in the extremely hot heat of the desert, and they're trying to cool off. So any shade they see, they try to chase it so they can relax for a bit. The camel spider is actually a very positive thing to the ecosystem, and they're very important for the desert. They control the population of insects in that area, and they're also the food source of other spiders. And they balance the ecosystem of deserts around the world. But why is there a camel inside the name of this spider? It all started from a rumor that happened recently on the internet. The rumor started that these spiders entered the stomach of camels and eat the camel from the inside, killing it. And that's why this fake name spread around like wildfire on the internet. And that caused this spider, that was always known as its scientific name, meaning Sulifuje, and it turned it into the camel spider. There's also another rumor on the internet that suggests that these spiders are very venomous. Of course, when you see the look of this spider and you don't know much about it, you're gonna assume that they're right and this is a very dangerous insect. But of course, it wasn't true. It is very scary looking, and another thing that makes it even more scary, that it's very fast. It could run at a speed of 16 kilometers an hour, and since it chases shadows, you think you're about to die. In which deserts can we find these spiders? In most deserts, especially the hot and dry ones. But the most common countries you can find camel spiders are these ones: Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, the US, and Mexico, countries with a lot of hot and dry deserts. Another thing that makes this insect unique is its eyes and its location of it, because they're right next to each other on top of its head. But it does have a reason, because it has one of the best eyesights out of all spiders. One of the best thing it has, it can see all around itself, and it could see in a distance, something that other spiders don't have. Scientists say the reason it has such good eyesight is that it has compound eyes, and most spiders do not have compound eyes. The compound eye is not like a human eye where it has one lens. It has hundreds or even thousands of lenses. Of course, the best insect with the best compound eye is the fly, where it sees everything in slow motion, where you can't even hit it with a fly swatter. There's a chance that people have known this spider for thousands of years, but they never bothered catching it, studying it, and naming it. The first ever name that was given to the camel spider was about 800 years ago in Ethiopia, where they called it the four-jaw spider. When we move forward and we get to World War II, and when the British Army is fighting the Germans in Egypt, they're confronted with this spider, and they started naming it gerrymander. After scientists start studying it, they gave it a scientific name, which is Sulifuje. And then we get to the story of Iraq, where a rumor named it camel spiders. Camel spiders love the shade so much that they always try to find it. They try to find crevices in the sand, rocks, different bushes where they can hide behind. All they're trying to do is to cool off. They can't dig up the sand and go underneath it, but they're always looking for shade. Where do they get water from? Camel spiders actually don't drink water. They get the water from their food source. So if they get thirsty, they're also hungry. So that means it's time to find some food. If you ever confront one of these spiders, don't kill it. They are more helpful than you think.